thank everybody for coming to our virtual mixer, and a very special thank you to our amazing hosts. It's become a tradition in October to have our partner Coast Central Credit Union be our amazing host. And while it's not the same, and I remember my first, not you all's first, mixer there that we had in person when they opened up their amazing new site down there in Old Town. And it was a spectacular mixer. I just want to acknowledge that it's National Credit Union Day and month, and during October we always celebrate and in much anticipation for the amazing calendar, which I know Philip and I seek out, because we have it signed by the artists and we send it off to our kids and give them a little bit of something from home. So apart from being amazing partners, this is anticipated with the launch of their calendar. I would like to make a special announcement. I know I've done it before, but Jim hasn't been here, and a lot of the team haven't been here. One thing that I have to share my sincere appreciation, the appreciation of our board and our staff, is that just recently Coast Central Credit Union stepped up. They saw the need in our community and stepped up as premier members. And that's a really generous support. It's truly amazing the way that our community has come together. Those that want to give back to our business community, that want to support our business community, have become premier members. So instead of their standard fees, they're helping keeping our dues down across the board for our community, and they're helping us create all the programs that we're doing. And you can see the way the Chamber has stepped up with its advocacy and promotion in the last couple of years. And that's because of businesses like Coast Central Credit Union, who have got behind us, supported what we're doing, and wanted to do that. And we have a number of Premier members on here tonight, but I just wanted to have a special acknowledgement of one of our newest Premier members. And I want to thank you to the CFO, to the marketing team, to Jim Sessa, for that. It's a very generous support. I'm keeping it short because we've got a very aggressive agenda tonight. We want to get a lot in. There's a lot of good words coming from Coast Central Credit Union. There's some updates from us. My only ask for everybody is keep up to date on our social media pages, on our website, and keep in contact with us. Let us know what you need. Keep in line with what we're doing at the Chamber and be involved in our campaigns. It's a really important time, and we're really trying to step up. So in saying that, I'm going to introduce our Ambassador, Devon, so I won't go on. Devon, could you give us some Chamber updates, please?
Certainly. Thank you, Donna. I am pleased to introduce that ArtBiz is a collaboration between the Eureka Chamber of Commerce and local artists who have lost their usual means of of selling and promoting their art. Usually galleries and walk-in is a very common way, and they're having a tough time with that. So the Chamber of Commerce decided to work with local artists and set up ArtBiz. We're launching it the end of next week. And look for the official announcement in social media and your emails. It's for a great cause. We want our local artists to really thrive, and let's kill the starving artists stereotype. And then even more exciting is the Eureka Chamber of Commerce membership directory is almost ready for publication. It will be available next Sunday, the 25th. Here is a proof, as well as you can see it on my camera. It's high gloss, very high quality DPI. It looks great. It's going to be really terrific exposure for all of our members. And just look online go to the Times Standard or the Chamber of Commerce sites. If you're an advertiser in the directory, reach out to the Times Standard or the Chamber after publication to get a few copies. Am I missing anything else, Donna?
You killed it, Devin. I love it. And I want to give a shout out to our ambassadors. They're the backbone of our face of the Chamber. And every week or every month, we're having our ambassadors come out and speak and share what the Chamber does so that you don't hear me all the time. Stephen.
Yes.
Let's do a prize.
Time for a prize. So our first winner for gift basket number 1 is Candace Basinger. Candace?
Oh, that's me.
And I think we're going to do another one, correct?
Yeah.
Picture up.
While you're drawing that, I just want to thank Coast Central Credit Union and the others that supplied our gifts for tonight. They're amazing. They're in our offices. I wanted to open them, so I just want to thank them.
And then we have another drawing for gift basket number 2, and that winner is Jess King.
Yay, Jess!
Now I want to move on to our new members. I spoke about this last month, and it's really something that's quite precious for our community. We've had a record number of new members join the Chamber. We've also had a record number of people not renewing. So our numbers are up. This month, we actually hit over 500 members. So that's really exciting time, and we just take great pride in being able to help our business community as a whole, and we're lifting, you as our members are lifting everybody else up, and by paying your dues, being involved in the Chamber, we're only helping our community not only thrive but strive. So I want to just reach out and share with you our new members this month are Resolution Care, Fishing the North Coast with Kenny Priest. I mean, it is fishing season right now. Sisters Clothing, you might remember that they had their store there in Henderson Centre. Plus for You, was it? Or A for You? I can't remember the name, but now I do because they're a member and they've changed their name to Sisters Clothing Collective, and they're moving into downtown. So look forward to the new and improved business that they've had, and they're really excited. We're going to have a ribbon cutting, so do all you can to support them and the others. And Idev Yasamai is a solar consultant. Go onto our website, check that out. It's one thing that the Chamber is very passionate about, and that is moving our city and county into a renewable energy city and county. We know that how important that is in meeting our targets, but also the financial benefit, because by doing that, other businesses look at those communities, they move into that area, and then it's ideal for people that are looking for places to live. They love that that's happening. So welcome all of our new members. I hope that some of you are here. I'm sorry, I'm on my iPad. Now, something dear to me is Colleen Tosti, the Vice President of Marketing and Communications. She's going to introduce our mixer hosts and speakers tonight, and Colleen and I work really closely with Susan and our team at the Chamber, and I hand it over to you, Colleen.
Hi, Donna. Thank you very much, and thank you for co-hosting with us. It's an honor to do this with you every year. I would like to introduce our President and CEO. Jim Sessa has been with the credit union nearly 40 years and has been our CEO for the last 3. In fact, I think that it's almost exactly the time, 3 years ago, when he became our President and CEO. And everything you love about Coast Central really starts with an effective leader who really cares. And I personally think that Jim embodies that, and the people helping people commitment. And so I'm honored to introduce our President and CEO, Jim Sessa.
Hey, Jim.
Well, thank you, Colleen, and I'll try to keep it short because I see that we're running a couple of minutes late already. So good evening, credit union members and future members, as well as members of the Eureka Chamber. Today, Co-Central Credit Union joins with credit unions around the world in celebration of International Credit Union Day on October 15th. Each year, we come together to raise the awareness of what it means for members to have a credit union as their financial partner. You may not know, but there are over 262 million credit union members around the world, with 100 million in the United States, including our 72,000 members at Co-Central Credit Union. And we join with them all in celebration of the not-for-profit cooperative spirit that all credit unions share. This year's global health crisis has been trying for many communities, but credit unions have stayed true to their cooperative principles and have stepped up during this time of economic uncertainty. Hope is a global resource that everyone has a right to feel and experience. This year's theme is Inspiring Hope for a Global Community, which reflects how credit unions contribute to a brighter future by providing financial empowerment to people all over the world through financial services, education, and support. As financial first responders during this pandemic, we took the immediate steps to support the safety of our teams by splitting work groups, adding partitions, enforcing the wearing of masks and social distancing, as well as provided staff with an essential pay bump and an additional time off for both childcare or family needs. During the shelter-in-place period, the credit union, unlike our counterparts, waived over 10,000 fees from late charges to overdrafts, provided over 1,157 consumer loan skips, 79 mortgage and 35 commercial loan deferments, totaling over $42 million. In addition, we helped 368 local businesses with $20 million in PPP loans, which saved about 656 jobs, as well as provided an additional $255,000 in grants to nonprofits to help weather this pandemic. As of now, I am pleased to see that less than $2 million of those loans are still in a deferment status. That is a positive sign for our local economy. Today, I'm stepping up to tell our story so that you will open your eyes up your eyes to credit unions, as well as help us celebrate the credit union difference. First, some of you may think you are ineligible to join a credit union. Well, that myth is wrong. You are all eligible to join a credit union. Second, access to your money is easy. Your local credit union gives you access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs, as well as offering the latest mobile banking options. You can access your money anytime, anywhere. It's that easy. As for ATMs, you may have noticed, but we're in the process of updating our ATM fleet to provide you with better security and bulk deposit transactions, which means you can make deposits without the use of paper envelopes, and you can mix cash and checks in that deposit. We believe this will provide an enhanced member experience. Now back to the concept of credit union membership. This isn't the same as a gym membership or a chamber membership where you have to pay dues. There are no dues with this membership. Instead, you receive dividends. Now for a little history about credit unions. All over the world have operated according to the same core principles since the 1850s, when a group of weary German workers, tired of being exploited by loan sharks, formed the world's first credit union by coming together to provide affordable credit to each other along the principles of cooperative interdependence, a community-first mentality, and a volunteer management structure that are still fundamental today. This cooperative spirit has led to life-changing opportunities for people all over the world and right here in Eureka, for those who wanted to run a small business, own a home, or continue their education, but were denied access by other financial institutions. In many parts of the world, people's first taste of democracy is through their credit union, where one member, one vote is the governing structure. At its most basic level, a credit union is people pooling their money together to provide each other with affordable loans and financial products. It is literally people helping people. Everything a credit union does serves the needs of members on a local scale. CoCentral recently celebrated its 70th anniversary. And 2 years ago, we opened our Eureka downtown location on 4th Street. At the Eureka location, the credit union was serving 3,346 members with $59 million in deposits. 2 years later, they're serving 4,080 members with $89 million in deposits. Collectively, the credit union has grown to 72,226 members with assets totaling $1.9 billion, providing $750 million in outstanding loans today. Credit unions impact local communities across the globe by bringing financial empowerment to the community, which inspires other institutions to enhance their service, inspiring hope for a global community. CoCentral celebrates International Credit Union Day because credit unions help bank the underserved. We practice diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we empower all people wherever they are in the world or in their life to take control of their financial future. So help us spread the word that you can join a credit union and help a movement that contributes to the financial success and well-being of all people. And then we'll go to the calendar.
Thank you, Jim. Now
You're
I'd like to
welcome.
introduce someone who joined CoCentral about a year ago. In fact, 1 year ago at our Eureka Chamber Mixer. She wasn't even on the payroll yet, and there she was helping us clean up after the mixer till about 8:30 that night. So I am honored to introduce Jara Newland.
Hi, I'm Jara Newland, and I'm honored to be the manager of member services for our downtown location. We are a full-service location here, which includes personal lending, mortgage, auto loans, as well as we have our member business services and our financial planning team. I would also like to mention our other 2 locations here in Eureka. We have our Bayshore Mall, which is managed by Lisa Landry, and our Harrison location, managed by Stephanie Pulaski. I also would like to invite you out to our Harrison location and our downtown location to view our new artist, our calendar artist, as well as Harrison and downtown. Both now have merchant windows opening at 9 a.m. in the morning to service our business merchants. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you, Jara. Now another special guest that we're thrilled to have participate is Humboldt Craft Spirits, and that is Fred and Jackie Moore. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. We're happy to be here, and nice to see all you faces virtually. My wife and I started our little distillery about 8 years ago, and Donna is showing some of the empty wares of our trade. But tonight we have a video to show a couple of our cocktails, and we just wanted to take a moment to let you know that our specialty spirit, which is Eureka, named after our great city, it's a chocolate liqueur made with Dick Taylor chocolate and Humboldt Creamery milk, is available this week in stores. So look for that as a special holiday treat. And without further ado, Colleen, would you please roll the video?
It's us showing how to make these 2 cocktails, the Salty Dog and the Redwood Smile. Cheers.
We don't have volume.
I sound really good. I could give you a play-by-play, but my wife says I sound really good right now.
San Pellegrino sparkling soda. So it's kind of a summertime drink, pretty simple, just 4 ingredients, and that's what we're going to do today. So we'll start with our redwood rye, and there's 2 ounces of redwood rye that goes into this cocktail. And After that, we're going to put 1 ounce of Aperol. And I'm going to juice half of a lime. And we're just going to stir that up. Get all those flavors together. Smells good. Strain that over the rocks. Tim got us a special cocktail rock. It's kind of nice. Put a float of San Pellegrino on the top, and we will add for garnish with a lime wedge. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Rye Smile.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Enjoy.
You know, I really enjoy rye at any time of year, actually, and that is a good take on a rye cocktail. Excellent. Salud.
I'm glad you like that.
Rye Smile is a great cocktail, but I'm going to do one better. I'm going to create a salty dog.
Okay, how about it?
So the salty dog is a pretty traditional cocktail, but I put this little spin on the salty dog last year for the Salt and Fog Fish Festival. So I like to make, the salty dog can be made with vodka or gin, but I like to make mine with Little River gin. So this salty dog, we're going to start with 1.5 ounces of Little River gin. I'm going to add my fresh lemon juice. I'm going to do 1 ounce of simple syrup. I'm going to 3 dashes of Angostura bitters. And 3 ounces of grapefruit juice. Then we're going to prepare our glass. I'm going to rub the rim with a little lime juice. And dip it in salt. This actually tastes a lot like a margarita. But again, we're using gin or vodka. Give this a little spin. Strain it. Oops. Ice. Garnish. And here is the Little River Gin Salty Dog. Cheers.
Thank you. Oh, that's pretty darn good. And while there's not a competition here, we're just going to let this one slide on over, and Raymond can have it after he's done shooting.
Thank you.
I am so seriously on my way over there. I'm gonna be carrying my camera. We'll go and say hello to the Paulies on the way through, and then we'll just duck on through the fence right there.
You know the door's always open.
You shouldn't say that to me. Chris, you're up. Thank you, Fred and Jackie. I mean, that just put a smile on my face. And I just got my unopened, I don't even know how to say this, Aperol out.
Perfect.
But unfortunately, I'm going to need more of this stuff.
Okay, well, next time for sure.
Okay, well, it's my pleasure tonight to introduce our calendar artist. And a long-standing tradition of Coast Central Credit Unions is our wall calendar featuring a local artist who is also a member. From a long list of interested artists in a variety of mediums, our management team reviews the offerings each December and makes its selection in January. The next few months involve decisions on which images to use for which months, and other details on the calendar is finalized in June. This year, we are pleased to feature a local artist who is renowned for her unique technique on wall art, clothing, home decor, and more. I am very honored to introduce our 2021 Co-Central Credit Calendar artist, Amanita Mollier.
Hi, everybody. I'm very excited to be here tonight presenting my silk paintings. I've been preparing for 7 months, and this has been the longest secret I've had to keep. I immediately recognized what a huge opportunity this was as an artist, and it was extremely beneficial for me to have such a focused goal during this strange year. I feel having a creative outlet is more important than ever during this time of isolation, and this project has challenged me to paint at my best. Since silk painting isn't as well known as other medias, I'm going to share a series of photos that show the process, followed by a couple of current favorites, and then ending with the 12 images selected for the calendar. The silk paintings look even better in real life, so please stop by the Eureka Coast Central downtown and Henderson locations to see them up close. After the show, my pieces will be hanging at my work, which is Jason Forrester's State Farm office at 10th and G in Arcata. I also have additional copies of calendars available, as well as an array of original silk paintings and reproductions. Enjoy the slideshow. I'm waiting for the next screen to come up, thank you. So this is one I just literally finished last week, and I really had to push myself to stay up late, and I had ordered the frame, so it was something that I needed to do. And this is the one where I'm going to explain the process of how I start and go through the finished piece. So in the next slide, the bird underlay. So you can see the inspirations. These are my 3 photos that I've taken walking around the Arcata Marsh, and the silk is stretched tightly with tacks in an open frame, not sitting against the surface of a table. And I softly just paint the colors just where the birds will be, nothing too precise. In the Gouda outline, you can see the purple that I've drawn with the disappearing ink pen to get the direct image of the bird, and then the Gouda that you see me applying with the squeeze bottle, it creates a dam around the shapes that I could then paint inside of. So it's really important to not mess up at this stage. It's permanent, and it's only removed by dry cleaning after the painting is completely done. In the next slide, I've painted around the birds and put down soft colors of the water and the sky, and I've also put wax on the water that you can see. It looks dark, but it's actually protecting what will be light later. In the next slide, I'm building up the background with browns, and then I'm highlighting, protecting the leaves of the trees with my wax pen, and just creating the mid-depth. And I do like 2 or 3 stages of these to do the light brown, the medium, and get that tonality in there. The next one, you can see I'm putting in the foreground of the colors. There's these purple flowers all over the marsh right now, and I'm outlining the leaf shapes. And then you can see the next one shows, this probably took 3 hours later, building up the detail in the front, putting more detail in the birds and the water, and doing those mid-tones. Then here you can see I use a sodium alginate thickener, which is from seaweed, and I can mix that with dye so it doesn't bleed as much. And so I use a tough piece of fabric, you can see in the mid, to get that right consistency so it won't bleed too much. I also use a blow dryer to speed up stuff. And here you can see that I've layered up the detail. I also use textile acrylic for the beak and the eyes to get that crisp detail. And then you can see back to the completed piece. And this one is nicely framed and hanging here at the downtown location, excuse me. And it's actually 3 feet wide by 2 feet tall, so a very large painting, and it was beautifully framed by the Art Center here in Eureka. This next image, this is one of my favorites, and it's hanging in the wall behind here. It's also 3 feet wide by 2 feet tall. And personally, if I was going to keep one, I'd paint this heron and then put the purpley or brown flower, so I might do that for myself. And then You can see this is my other style of the way I hang it. And I painted this one for my sweetie for his birthday, combining a dogwood photo that he took with the background image that I took from our epic 12-mile hike along Canyon Creek, which starts off of 299 near Junction City. And we were caught in a torrential thunderstorm and just had to keep moving to stay warm. We literally could not stop. But hey, dogwood blossoms look great in the rain. And this is the cover of the calendar. It was a commissioned piece about 4 years ago. It remains one of my favorites, and it was a symbolic piece for the lady who ordered it because her parents had passed away, and this to her symbolized them. So the January one, this steelhead painting is from the back of a lady's ruana, like a piece of clothing when I used to do more clothing. It represents my oldest painting of this collection. February, this is my favorite style of painting as a way just to relax and de-stress. It requires less pre-planning of the daytime scene. Just kind of build up the back layers and go with the flow, and I can focus on the brush work, my sense of therapy. March, this is from Damnation Creek Trailhead. It starts north of Wilson Beach on the way to Crescent City and contains beautiful rhododendrons as well as leading to Old Highway 101 with gigantic redwoods and a steep trail down to the ocean. And I think all my roadie paintings have come from pictures from there. This is actually a vertical that was cropped on the bottom. This is one of my favorites as well. This is a hard scenario to find in real life where you find the dogwoods are right on the water. So I actually made up this scene, making the best of all worlds. And my friend just bought it last night. So I'm excited that somebody I know bought that, one of my favorites. This great blue heron has always been one of my favorite birds to paint. As you can tell, I've had a couple here, big and majestic. In June, I was painting these flowers during a North Coast Open Studio event at Trinidad Art Gallery when someone requested to buy it, even though it was only half done. I was surprised, as usually he only goes for the native flowers or landscapes. You never know. He also owns the Damnation Creek Trail roadies that you just saw. July, this is a scene taken as I was driving through Hoopla one epic fall day. The reflections in the fall colors is what made me pull over, and it was perfect that someone had spelled out fish on with rocks on the river bar as they still do every summer. The original is 36 wide by 18 tall, so this is cropped a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And one of everyone's favorite places, College Cove, with a mix of spring coastal flowers, and this is the detail of a larger painting. For me, it was a challenge. I usually paint in vertical, so we ended up cropping, or I ended up painting actually like 3 new paintings in March. So September, this is a view from Itchy Pitchy Bridge of the confluence of the Salmon and the Klamath rivers. It's interesting to see how the water of the Salmon flows upstream as it's in the eddy of the Klamath hitting the wall, and also how the spring flows of drastically different colors of water in each river. And the sad story is this painting actually burned in a house fire. In October, you actually could recognize the bird poses because since I use my own photographs, I did that in the current one, but I used to live near Arcata Marsh and would wander the trails with my camera and coffee in the morning. The dramatic stormy sky and the egrets in flight make this a dynamic piece to me. November. Funny story behind this ocean scene is that I had just finished all the colorful flowers on the bottom left, and then I had a mishap with the wax pen where it spilled all over the bottom right. I became discouraged and needed to prepare for North Country Fair, which I missed this year, of course, so I set it aside for a few months. I pulled it back out, raised the flowers higher, went for it, and now it's one of my favorites from earlier this year. December. I used to work in Forks and Salmon for 15 years teaching art, and some of my best photos come from that drive along the river. This particularly cold winter, the river even froze over in places, which I had never seen in my life. So as you can see, I love exploring, and nature will always inspire me to create more art. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And does anyone have any questions or comments for me? Okay, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Fantastic.
That is amazing. And if I could ask, if you could send maybe some signed copies for my kids up and for my hubby, I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for that. It's what a wonderful collection. You guys, Co-Central, never disappoint.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening and come see more.
So that's a yes, you're going to get some to me? No.
And Donna,
calendars have been distributed to all of our member services branches and will be available tomorrow. So they're out to all of our offices. So wanted to make sure and get that out. And then, of course, any requests we can come through Co-Central. I will gladly, as a chamber member, I will gladly step in if we need to get things out to anybody that needs to get one. So.
Could I get Colleen VP to send us something in the morning to share on our social media pages? I know our community look forward to this every year. So Colleen, if I could just ask you to send something to us.
Absolutely, yes. We are planning a social media post first thing in the morning. And we do have a limited supply of signed Amanita calendars. She signed hundreds of them. So Jara should have a few in the morning, or Chris can take you some. So thank you. Super excited.
Let's do a prize, Stephen.
All right, so I think we have gift basket 3, and the winner is Jessie Miles.
Thank you, how exciting.
And we have another gift basket 4, which will go to Mark Fazone.
All right, thank you.
Chris, could I get you to do a wrap up from Co-Central for us?
Sure.
I don't know if everybody knows, Chris was our ambassador of the year last year. I love to embarrass you. He's such a humble and amazing, not just advocate for his business, Co-Central Credit Union, but for the chamber and our community. And we just want to thank you, Chris. So if I could get you to wrap up the Co-Central.
Well, we want to thank everybody on behalf of all of us at Co-Central Credit Union. As Jim mentioned before, being International Credit Union Day today and Credit Union Week, we always look forward to being able to share this with the community, and especially we always get excited about the calendar. And as you can see, Amanita knocked it out of the park as far as that's concerned, so we're pretty excited about that. It's always tough keeping it a secret until it comes out, but we're just really happy that everybody could share it with us today. We want to thank Fred and Jackie Moore as well, our CFO and his wife and Humboldt Craft Spirits, because they have really also just enhanced Co-Central, even further in the community and further representation. And I know we're all proud of everybody, all of us that work at Co-Central, and we're very proud of the Eureka business community. And we just want to thank everybody for allowing us to be able to host tonight. And thank you to Colleen Toasty, our VP Marketing Director, who puts this all together. And without her, yes, don't do that.
Good job, Colleen.
Yes, Colleen. And to Jim Sessa, our our CEO. Jim really is a true leader, allows us to do what we need to do to take care of our members and to take care of our community. And it's just very exciting. And I too want to say thank you very much on behalf of all of us. And thank you for being here tonight.
With that, thank you, Chris, and thank you, Co-Central Credit Union. Thank you for being such a generous and wonderful partner. Thank you for being such a strong part of our community. Too many names to thank you, so it's just Co-Central because I know you're a team over there. Now I'd like to move on to our guest speaker. I have loved that we've introduced this series that is both poignant and relevant at the time through COVID. To navigate through, we can come directly. Those people that can't join us here live are able to go back and visit us with the videos that we produce and put on our website and social media platforms. I think you all know I've sprouted this before. I'm very proud of our team. We now get about 40,000 views per month. So we're able to get some strong messaging out to our community and in particular our members that are you. But now I'd like to introduce Kelly Sanders. She needs no introduction, well, not to me. She is amazing. She has led the elections department through a very trying time leading up to this. There's some major announcements that we need to know. Things are a little different this year. I call Kelly a friend. I call her a great leader. I consider that everything that she does, she puts our community first. And I appreciate you during this horrendously busy time, Kelly, to take the time out of your schedule to be able to share this information with our members and our grander community. As an Australian, it's been instilled in me from the time that I turned 18, the importance of voting. In fact, you're fined if you don't in Australia. So I love that our community comes out. The future is in our hands, both here locally and nationally. And we're not here to tell you who to vote for, how to vote, not who to vote for, but Kelly's going to share with you how to vote and the importance of that and the changes this year. So could I hand over to you, Kelly?
Thank you, Donna. I so appreciate the opportunity to present this evening. There are a lot of changes for the November election, and I think it's extremely important that everybody know those changes. It's almost like someone hit the reset button for this year, and everything's different for elections as well. As you probably all know, due to COVID, the governor issued an executive order, and there was legislation that passed to reinforce that every voter in the state of California will be mailed a vote-by-mail ballot. So to date, Humboldt County has, our registration has gone up to a little over 84,000 voters. So we have sent out ballots to all 84,000 voters in our community. The idea behind that is because we want people to vote from home and vote safely. We want everybody to be safe. So that's the reason for the vote-by-mail ballots. About 68% of the voters in Humboldt County are already permanent vote-by-mail voters. So it's not new to a lot of you. There's just a smaller percentage of people that are going to be voting by mail, maybe for the first time. But we feel like we're in good shape to process all of the vote-by-mail ballots. We've gotten some newer technology in that helps us scan the exterior of the return envelope so that we can match up the signature with what the signature we have on file more quickly and get through the process a lot quicker. So all of the mail-in ballot signatures are checked. They're checked by a human. They're not checked by a machine. So all signatures are verified. That helps add a layer of security to vote-by-mail ballots. There's a new service that voters can sign up for. You have to go to the Secretary of State's website to do so, and it's called Where's My Ballot? And you can put in some personal information and then tell the system how you want to receive a message about your ballot. Do you want to receive a text message? Would you like to receive an email or a voicemail message? So you have to sign up for that service, and when your ballot is sent to you, it will tell you that the ballot has been sent. And then as the ballot comes back to our office, after we get the envelope scanned in and do the signature check on it, you'll get a notification that your ballot's been received and whether or not your ballot was accepted. We've received probably about 14,000 ballots back so far, which is kind of a record high for this for this time of the election. We're still, a few weeks away from the election, so it's a lot of ballots, and so we are actually a little bit behind on processing. So if you get if it's 3 or 4 days before you get your message from Ballot Tracks that your ballot has been received by us, don't be concerned. We're working on it. We're trying to get caught up, but there's a lot of ballots coming in right now, which is wonderful. People are voting. In addition to everyone getting a ballot. There will be in-person voting opportunities, but it's much, much different than it has been in past years. Generally, we have about 47 different polling facilities throughout the county. This year, we have 9 voter assistance centers, and voters will be assigned to a voter assistance center. The voter assistance centers will be open for 4 days rather than just election day. So beginning Saturday, October the 31st through Monday, November the 2nd, the voter assistance centers will be open from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. And then on election day, they'll be open the regular election hours from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. We will also have 4 what we're referring to as pop-up locations for election day. And these are in some of the more rural parts of our county. So we'll have one in Hoopaw, one in Willow Creek, one in southern Humboldt, and then we'll also have one in the Ferndale area at Fairgrounds. You can bring your vote by mail ballot to the Voter Assistance Center, but we really encourage you to turn it in early. The ballots that come back to us early prior to election day get processed, and those are the first ballots that get reported on election night. Anything that comes in on election day gets processed after the election. If you do choose to vote at one of our in-person voting locations, you will need to bring your vote by mail ballot with you to surrender so that you can vote a regular precinct ballot. That's very important to remember. We've also set up a call center this year at our office. That way the poll workers can call into our office and they can say, ask us if a voter has already voted or not. If they forget their vote by mail ballot, there's the opportunity for the poll worker to call our office, and we can verify whether or not that voter has voted or not, and then you could be issued a precinct ballot. But it's very important actually for you to bring your vote by mail ballot with you to surrender. For a normal election, we recruit about between 350 and 400 poll workers. For this election, because we have fewer locations, we've recruited about 160 poll workers. And it's changed because they were going to be working for 4 days. So they've got, some of them we've hired actually as extra help staff, and some are a stipend volunteer, more of a volunteer position. In the March primary, we lost about 30% of our poll workers between March 1st and March 3rd, so the 3 days leading up to the election. About 30% of our poll workers backed out and due to COVID. So we have a lot of protective equipment in place, and we're set up for social distancing to help protect all of our workers and our voters. We will have gloves, masks, shields, sneeze guards, disinfecting wipes, and all of that. And all of the equipment will be cleaned in between each voter. If we have a voter that comes and is unable to wear a mask, we have 2 different services that we can offer. One is curbside voting, where we can actually bring the ballot materials out to the voter's car. Or we will also set up a separate location to kind of help protect everybody else in the polling facility and still allow that voter to vote. We have a couple of other new things this year. One is called a remote accessible vote by mail ballot. Originally, this was established for people that are in the military or who have a disability. And they can go on to our website and request that they receive their ballot material, that they can download their ballot materials. So their actual ballot and the envelope and instructions on how to vote and how to return their ballot. This year, due to COVID and because of all of the fires and displaced individuals, firefighters out of the area, that's going to be available to anyone who might have had to evacuate an area or go to an area to work on a fire, and they're not able to get their ballot in the normal fashion, they would be able to download that ballot material and then get it mailed back to us. So I think that's a really important change that was made this year because there are so many people that have been displaced. We've also partnered with Access Humboldt. A lot of our processes are open. We encourage people to come in and observe our processes, but due to social distancing, we are not allowed, we just can't let as many people in as we normally would. So Access Humboldt partnered with us to perform or to live stream our logic and accuracy test, which was a testing of all of our voting equipment and our ballots. And so that was actually a really nice addition. Anybody could watch it from home. And they'll also live stream our manual recount. After each election, we're required to recount manually 1% of the precincts in the county. So that will also be live streamed. So that's a really nice addition. A really important reminder, if you haven't already registered to vote, do so right away. Monday, October the 19th is the last day to register if you want to receive a ballot in the mail. If you register online or you register with a paper hard copy form, as long as that hard copy form is postmarked by October 19th, we can still register you to vote and send you a vote by mail ballot. Anybody that misses that deadline they can still register after that date, but we cannot mail them a ballot. They will be registering and voting what's called a provisional ballot. And that means that we check to make sure that they haven't voted like in another county in the state. And so it takes a little bit longer to process their ballots. So they can come to the elections office and do that. Or once the voter assistance center is open, they can also go to the voter assistance center to register and vote a ballot. I really want to stress to everyone to whichever method you want, whichever method you choose to vote, whether it's your vote by mail ballot or coming in person, to do it early. Get your vote by mail ballots into us early. If you choose to do in-person voting, don't wait until election day. It's open for 4 days. Come early, reduce the lines. There will be lines, be prepared for lines if you're going to vote in person. And the lines will look even longer because of social distancing. So it's very, very important, I think, for people to vote early. Gosh, I think at this point I'm going to take a sip of water. And then if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer some questions.
Kelly, I so appreciate your leadership on this. I appreciate your hard work. I was just filling in the blanks. You know, I hate silence. So yes, if we could open that up to questions now.
Kelly, we did have a question come in from one of our members. It's a two-part question. One is processing the ballot the same as counting the ballot? And if it is not, when does the actual counting of those early ballots begin?
Okay, so the process starts with us checking the signature on the exterior of the vote by mail ballot. And normal years, we can't start processing ballots until 10 business days prior to the election. But because everybody's getting a vote by mail ballot this time, they allowed us to start on October the 5th, which was actually the first day we could issue ballots. So first process for the vote by mail ballots is checking the signature. Once we check the signatures, then we can start removing the ballots from the envelopes and getting them sorted, flattened out, sorted, and ready to scan in. We'll probably start the scanning process around the week of the 26th. Scanning goes rather quickly. And we can scan all the ballots in. We can't do any tabulation until the polls close on election night. So the first results that we'll report on election night are all the vote by mail ballots that were processed prior to election day. Then after the polls close, we'll also be getting ballots back from the voter assistance centers. And as they come in, we can upload that information into the tabulation as well. And so we'll do supplemental reports throughout the night.
So Kelly, I don't have a question, I just have a compliment. My dad did your job from 1940 to 1976 in Humboldt County. So he was the county clerk for 36 years, and I kind of grew up watching elections and all of the anxiety and stress around the election. So he's always encouraged people, regardless of party affiliation or candidate or position, to vote. And I think it's extremely important that people vote, and you've done such a great job making voting accessible. And never has there been a time where it's been more important or more stressful. So kudos to you and your team for what you're doing.
Thank you very much. I remember your dad.
Well said, Fred.
We have another member question. Can people take their vote by mail ballot directly to the elections office before election day?
Absolutely. People are coming in constantly, bringing their ballots back right now. We have, you can bring it right into our office, but we also have an exterior ballot drop box that's open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's a solid steel 500-pound box that's cemented into the ground. And we have a lot of people using that. There are 9 other locations where we have drop boxes as well. And they're throughout Humboldt County. We partnered with a lot of locally owned supermarkets because they're open 7 days a week and they have long hours. So we partnered with Murphy's Market. We partnered with Ray's Food Place and Shop Smart down in Redway. And then we also partnered with McKinleyville Ace Hardware in McKinleyville. So you can also take your ballot to one of those locations. We pick up regularly and we're processing those ballots as well.
I love all the questions coming in. We have another one. How do you check signatures for someone who is newly registered?
Their signature is required on their voter registration form. And so it's a comparison to what we have on file and what they sign on their ballot envelope.
Carol, did you see another question came in?
Oh, here is a late one. Someone has a ballot that has a typo on the address. Should she get that fixed before sending it off?
If the ballot was received by the person, I would wait until after the election to have that corrected. That way it doesn't make a change to their voter record right now. If the ballot was received by them, they're good to go.
Great. And we've got another one. Have you seen any issues with signature matching with people who registered on a pad at the DMV?
You know, that we take that into consideration. It is a little, electronic signatures are not the same as a signature with a pen. We don't just look at one signature. If we have several signatures on file for voters, if they've been, you know, a voter for quite a long time, each time we scan something in with a signature, it keeps track of that. And people sign their names differently. So, you know, some people sign their names differently, you know, have 3 or 4 different types of signatures. But we can look at the history of that as well. If we find a signature that we can't match up, we will challenge that. And what happens is we will either contact the voter by phone if we have a phone number for them, If not, we will send them a letter in the mail giving them the opportunity to fill out a correction sheet that they can update their signature. And they have, for this election, they have up until 2 days before we certify the election to get that corrected form back to us, and we can count their ballot. So also I wanted to mention something about vote by mail ballot returns. While I'm really encouraging everybody to get them in early, if you can't get it in early and you get it postmarked by election day and it's received by us by November the 20th, your ballot can be processed. So they're giving people extensions of time due to the issues that they were experiencing with the post office. And so there's a lot of extra time built in. But again, we encourage you to get your ballot in early. We in past elections, I think in the last, probably since 2016 forward, people have hung on to those vote by mail ballots till the last minute and turned them in on election day. And we had more ballots to process after the election than we were able to process prior to election day. So we have 30 days to certify the election, and it takes us all 30 days to do so. Once the election is over, we do a complete audit of everything that happened at the polling locations. We have to account for every ballot. Then we have to finish processing all of the vote by mail ballots that were returned on election day. Once those are done, we process the provisional ballots, and then we process the voters that came in and registered on election day and voted a ballot. So those are the last ones to get processed.
Kelly, someone asks what the postage amount is on a ballot.
So for California, postage is prepaid. No stamp is required. So again, we've been receiving quite a few ballots in, and I'm delighted to see so many people voting early. And I would encourage you and your family members and your friends to get your ballots in. This is a very important time in our lives, and we want to make sure that everybody gets their ballot in and has the right to vote.
I'm going to do an unashamed plug here for the Chamber because Kelly actually contributed to this. We put out our newsletter this week, which had the videos of our candidates. We polled our members to get answers to the questions that you wanted. Kelly also shared with us some really important messages for updates and how to vote. So I would encourage you all to check your emails for that newsletter. That's going to be posted also on our social media pages and our website. It's a passion project of mine to vote, and maybe that's because I'm such great mates with Kelly, and it's her passion project as well. And so if you would like to, please check your emails. If you haven't received that, reach out to us. There's all the relevant information in that newsletter on how to vote, where to vote, a message from Kelly, our candidate forums, which was important to you, and other relevant business information answered on a state level, not just a local level, from our Cal Chamber and information that they're sharing. So there's an unashamed plug. Get out there, vote. If you won't, I'm going to chase you down.
I also just wanted to say there's a lot of information out there on elections. There's some misinformation out there on elections, so just be careful where you obtain information before you share it. Check it on the elections website. We have a lot of information on our website. You can contact our office. We have a Facebook page now, so please look us up and like us and share us. So we're trying to post something every day to help remind people of deadlines and what the processes are this year. Thank you.
Are we seeing any more questions for Kelly? In seeing none, Kelly, I can't thank you enough, Kelly. We appreciate the hard work that you and your team are doing. We encourage as a chamber to have our members vote. Your voice does count. It is important. We represent our business community. We represent you. Your voice represents you. So if I could ask one thing tonight, that is vote. Just vote. So in saying that, let's move on to our 30-second. Oh, Stephen.
Yes, don't skip me again. Yeah, we have about 5 prizes to give out right now. So I've already done the random name generator. Gift basket number 5 goes to Kara Clower.
Hey, Kara.
C's Candies from Benbow Historic Inn goes to Colleen Toast.
Toasty.
Yeah, Toasty. Thank you, Chris.
Hey, Colleen.
And then from Redwood Capital Bank, we got the Carl Johnson Company gift basket goes to Shannon Conway.
Hey, Shannon.
Then from Kiskanu, the logo bag with assorted products goes to Bill Casweller. Bill still here? Yeah. And then last but not least, the HSU Alumni Relations gift goes to Jara Newland.
Yay, Jara.
And that is it.
Hey, Bill, are you still on? He better not have missed that.
Oh, if he has, you know that we're going to redraw that.
Well,
Kara, I'm here.
He's coming.
He's there.
I was frantically
try to
looking
claim it,
for how
Bill.
to unmute myself.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and you too, Kara.
Yeah, hey, thanks. Thanks, Steven. Now the rumors are going to start, see?
Totally random. Promise.
Shannon, it's up to you.
Hi, sorry, I'm just putting in the chat that people can call how to contact the chamber to pick up their prize. Okay, so I am going to do the 30-second business promotions. I have my timer on my phone. We'll have the buzzer go when time is up. And we're gonna start with Carol from the Benbow Inn. Oh, and if you'd like to talk for 30 seconds about your business, just write it in the chat and then I'll call on you.
Excellent, thank you. Well, Benbow is open for business. Right now, Saturday through Thursday, we have a special going. If you stay 2 nights, you get 50% off your second night. And if you stay 3 nights, you get your third night for free. Dining room is opened, both indoors and outdoors for dining, starting at 5 o'clock. Reservations are requested, and the bar opens 3 o'clock. Hotel guests, if you stay, receive a free complimentary breakfast burrito, coffee, and orange juice that you can pick up in the bar from 8 to 11 a.m. Unfortunately, at this time, no breakfast or lunch service is available. But the KOA is also open for business. The pool is open. Unfortunately, the jacuzzi and splash park are still closed because of COVID. So we invite you down. We are practicing enforcing all COVID-19 policies and procedures. Wear your mask, come down and see us at Benbow. It's a wonderful place just to relax. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. I don't know why this is so quiet. I think I might have to put a more obnoxious. You guys hear that? Okay. Next up, we have Becky. Remind me what your travel agency is called? Cruise Planners.
I was just going to remind people that travel is going to be happening next year. Cruise lines are ready to start traveling as soon as the CDC said they're okay. They've got all their protocols in place. Mexico, with most of the resorts, are open along with the Caribbean, and they have very solid health protocols in place. And so You need to start looking and planning now because things are booking up because people really, really, really want to travel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so next we have Chris Nelson from Coast Central.
I am a senior underwriter for member business services at Coast Central Credit Union, but I actually want to promote our senior loan officer, Mandy Marquez, who is also on this call. For all commercial financing needs, please contact Mandy. You can call the number at 445-8801, and you can dial through to Mandy's extension. So I wanted to promote Mandy.
And while we've got a short break there, did I mention to you, Chris, that senior means old?
Well, I do have a birthday coming up, so I guess that's appropriate.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, next we have John Gulam.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say thank you. As usual, Humboldt County stepped up. We had a couple of trauma patients the other day and sent the hospital all of our O positive blood, most of our O negative blood. Probably the biggest use of blood in a single day that we've had here in years. And that inventory has been replenished now, just in the last couple of days. So thank you so much. Don't forget, though, that those people won't be eligible to donate again for another 2 months. So we need you in a week, 2 weeks, a month and a half, every day. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, John. Would anyone else like to promote their business for 30 seconds? No, it looks like that's it. Okay.
Yeah, actually, sorry, I had my hand raised. Hi.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, it's Jennifer from the Bayshore Mall. I can't seem to turn my camera on. I don't know why. I just wanted to say that we are in full steam ahead for Christmas. Santa is coming. It's going to look a little different this year because, of course, kids can't sit on Santa's lap, but we're going to be doing socially distant Santa. We've got some fun new retailers that are coming in for the holiday. So I just wanted to put that out there, and we'll be decorating soon, and we're just getting really excited for the holidays.
If I could just have a quick 30-second announcement for the chamber. I'd just like to share with you all that our beloved Sierra is getting married on Saturday. You could only imagine the stress for her. She was supposed to be married in May. She put it off. Obviously, her wedding is going to be a lot smaller, but she will have a small group of family and friends or friends with her. I just want you all to think of her on Saturday. This has been a crazy time to organize a wedding and to actually go through with it. That just shows her toughness and how amazing she is. So if you could all join with me and think of her, make sure that you pray for her and make sure that her day is the best day of her life. And I just wanted to let you all know that our beloved Sierra is getting married, and on the other side she's going to be Sierra Dillon. And so the next time that you see her on here, I'd like you to welcome her in her new role as Mrs. Dillon.
Yay.
Okay, and seeing no more, I'd like to have closing remarks. First of all, just thank you to Coast Central Credit Union. You're an amazing partner. You support not only the chamber, now more than ever, but you support our community. I very much appreciate that. I appreciate you, Chris. We have a joke, I call him Steve. But I appreciate you, Chris. I appreciate all the staff that work so closely with the chamber to ensure that we're on the right track and moving forward to support our community. I thank you for releasing your calendar this year. I want to thank Fred and Jackie Moore for making tonight a little bit of fun. I want to shout out to our ambassadors who do an amazing job, even through COVID that we can't see each other. I can't wait for you to see all of the great things that are happening coming now through January. Watch this space, like us on Facebook, share, invite your friends. Go to Humboldt General Store. There's going to be amazing things. Alana is coordinating a Support Humboldt where a lot of, all of the chambers in the county, all of the FBIDs, all of the main streets are getting behind our local businesses. When we put things out, I want you to share that. Now more than ever, it's important to support local, and you're the ones that can do it. I know we have a temptation to press that button for online. I have that too. But now if we can think smart, our community will be better off for it. And that's my closing word. Thank you, Coast Central. Thank you to our staff. Thank you to our ambassadors. But most of all, thank you to our members for being part of this to uplift us into what we do. And good night.